You ever just record 4 videos in a day? I could have done 3, but you know what? Doing 4 kind of actually fits the problems I have. You know what just happened with, what is that? Oh, you guys see that? Y'all see that? I mean, I'm not editing that out. That's just funny. That's just straight up funny. I don't know what happened on my phone. It's in this little tripod thingy. I don't know how I got tilted like that. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, videos. I made 4 videos today, including this one. I will basically be doing all the candid videos for the semester. This is like the let's do everything for this semester that you can week. Yeah, let's make all the social media posts. Let's plan every video. Yeah. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. I'm weird. Not rude. Am I? I don't know. So basically this video is about how I have OCD tendencies. I know. I want to preface, I have not been diagnosed with anything. This is a very common thing that people misuse the word of, like, oh, I'm OCD like that. And for people who have OCD, I'm sure that's not great. But I have OCD like tendencies, and I think that's fair to say. I have a fair amount of compulsive behaviors. So I'm just going to clarify that before I get started. Not been diagnosed with anything. Whoever has been diagnosed with OCD, it's got to be rough because I have minor compulsive things, and I think it's kind of like annoying and it's hard to deal with. And I know people who have it, so yeah, it's not fun. To get started, I didn't always have compulsive behaviors. When I was about 8 is when the first one ever happened. I was in my room, right? I had a little alarm clock. You slide it about 3 notches over, all the way it turns on the alarm. When you put it 1 over, it's like the radio, 2 over, it's alarm number 2, and all the way over is like alarm number 1. So I had essentially, turned it onto alarm number 1, and I was like, I gotta make sure it's there. And then I went back and forth like 4 times, and it was satisfying. And then I ended up doing it 10 times, and I'm like, okay, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can see where this is going. I basically developed a compulsive behavior to have to do it 10 times every time. And then that behavior got worse, and I had to do it like 14 times. The numbers are very arbitrary. They would just happen, and I had to do it. It can never be an odd number because odd numbers are awful. We'll get to that later. But I'd also like press this button to check whether the time was proper. So I'd go 1, 2, check, 3, 4, check, 5, 6, check. And I'd do it like 14 times. It was ridiculous. It took like 3 minutes to do. And then I realized I was doing it, and I was like, I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't really like that I'm doing it, but I kept doing it, and I could not. I didn't like that I was doing it, but also at the same time, I was getting anxious if I didn't do it. So I had to before I went to bed. And then the light switch happened. Then the light switch in my room became a thing. I had to do it 10 times on and off. Not a fun thing. And that alarm thing is, I've gotten rid of that issue mainly because I don't use that alarm anymore. But towards the end of high school, and that was my main alarm still, I did kind of get rid of it, which is like good, good for me, right? But also, I just replaced it with other habits. So I don't know about you guys. I hope nobody here has too bad of compulsive problems. But the biggest one that I had, post light switch, post alarm clock, was a pretty big phenomenon. There's 2 main ones that occurred about early in high school. So I broke my hip on both sides. I broke my hip for the first time, I think on May 28th of 2013. Wow, I remembered that. It's going to be 10 years? Wait a second. That thing's going to be a 10-year anniversary soon of breaking my hip. Wow. Good on you, buddy. I don't have words to describe what is going through my head. Oh my God, it's 2020, not 2020. Oh my God. I don't know why I thought it was 2022 for a second. All right, it's going to be next year. It'll be 8 years. Jeez, Demetri, nice math. That was this talk about a candid video. What is happening in my head? I was like, wait a second. No, you were like 14. You're only 22. Oh, your math's wrong. Or you were 15. Oh, your math's wrong. That was funny. Anyways, I broke it on May 28th. And since then, during my like comeback period, I was like obsessed with the number 28. Oh God, the fly is back. God, it's everywhere. I don't like it. It doesn't look like a normal fly. Is it like half mosquito? Are they like, ugh. Are they evolving? Is that a thing? Just gonna make a joke about something, but probably shouldn't. Anyways, fly. I'm getting distracted by a fly. Anyways, I was obsessed with the number 28 during my recovery. All my stretches had to be 28 seconds. Everything had to be 28 seconds. And this did not go away for about 3 or 4 years. Every stretch had to be 28 seconds every time. And then the alarm thing came back and 28 seconds happened again. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 28. I would count to 28 in everything. Stretching. The alarm clock. The light switch thing was like not really that bad anymore. But I had that. And then I had this really negative thought towards odd numbers. I don't really know why. But along with the 28 thing, if it wasn't 28, it had to be an even number when I do something. Everything had to be done in either 28 or even numbers. This included food. Let me explain. I had to eat even things only. If I had a burger, or let's say I had a cookie, couldn't have more than 2 most of the time, because then I'd end up having 4 and that's a little much. Or I'd have 4. Or, this is kind of messed up, I'd have 3 and I'd have to break one of them in half to justify it being 4. It was bad. I know for a fact that from the time period of about 2014 to 2016, the small Pringles containers that are like personal size for one meal have an odd number of chips in them. Do you know why? Because I had to break the last one in half every time. Because it'd be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was like, I think it was like 13 or 11 chips are in each one or something like that. I don't know. It's an odd number. Because I'd always have to break the last one. That's how bad it was. You know, this was a problem probably from sophomore year of high school until sophomore year of college. About 4 years of having to eat even numbered things. I'd count everything. Pretzels, popcorn, everything. It was excessive. Actually, not popcorn. That was the only thing that seemed to not really matter. But I'd have to eat a certain amount of handfuls. If I was like, all right, you got to eat 2 handfuls. Can't have one at a time. Like, it was bad. I don't really understand why the negative connotation towards odd numbers happened. I'm trying to think if anything negative happened in my life on an odd day. Maybe if I look back, that's going to be the case. I don't know. But I do know that I had these obsessive and compulsive behaviors for a while, and I still kind of do. Now my new thing is everything needs to be in the same spot always. So my chargers are always in the same place. If I use them on a road trip or something, they have to be in the same spot of the bag. And my phone always has to be in the same pocket. Keys always have to be in the same pocket. Like, it makes me really uncomfortable when things aren't in the same place, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I'm really not of the concept, but it is what it is at this point. I definitely want to try to push past it, but every time I do, like, I get really anxious, like, and then eventually they'll just go away, like with the clock thing, that's just gone away. But like, me trying to not do it just made me anxious, and then I do it and give in. When I tried really hard, though, I did get rid of the odd eating thing, or the even eating problem. So, you know, in all these candid convos, I talk about myself, but I also try to help you guys with a possible similar situation. And I think for me, you know, first and foremost, I'm curious what you guys have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. If you guys have any compulsive behaviors or anything that's weird like that. But secondly, I think, you know, me pushing through getting rid of the even eating number problem is definitely something that can be learned from. I would say, delayed gratification is hard. I would say pushing through something that makes you uncomfortable is hard. And that's both of what I had to deal with. I knew that every single day, if I stopped myself from doing the weirdness of whatever the heck that was for at least one meal, then I could make it 2 meals, and then I could make it every meal, and I could make it all snacking. I could make every single bit of my life free from whatever that was plaguing me. In the start, it was hard. I was like, but it's not an even number. And then this little voice in my head would be like, Demetri, it doesn't matter if it's even number, but it does, because odds bad. And I'd have to go back and forth with myself on this for like 2 or 3 minutes before I'd just let myself be done with the meal. Like I'd finish it on whatever number or try not to care. And then eventually by, I want to say mid-junior year, I got over it, but it was like really rough, it was really rough. I don't really understand why I did that. Put in the comment section down below if you have any compulsive behaviors, or if you have OCD. I'd definitely like to hear about what you've had to deal with. I don't really like, saying that I have it or have OCD, as I said earlier, but I definitely do have this issue now with everything needs to be in the same place. And granted, that is pretty practical. You got to hear me out on this one. Always having, and I think I actually wrote it in the ebook now that I think about it. I told people in the ebook to do something that's kind of compulsory. Like it was breeded from my anxiety of not putting it in the same spot. But if you put it in the same spot always, then you never have the issue of, wondering where this is. So like during recordings, this has to be here. It can't be on the desk, but the keyboard has to be there. But all other times it's got to be on the desk. I can't bring it anywhere else unless I really need it. I'm trying to think of another example. My AirPods always have to be in or on that spot on my desk, or put away in my room, or in my pocket. And if they're anywhere else, I just don't know where to find them. Because you put them down for some subliminal reason, and then you're donezo. Keys always have to be in a specific spot or in my pocket. Chargers, like I said, in my pocket or in a specific spot. I always end up putting one in multiple places. Like I always put one in my room in a certain spot, then on my desk in my certain spot, and I really can't take it anywhere. So I always have a traveling one so that I have that be the case, because I'm weird, kinda. I don't know. Does anyone else do that? Is it weird that I have 3 or 4 chargers just so I never don't have one? What else do I have that's a problem? My phone has to be in my pocket or in my backpack. There's really no in between. Or obviously on one of the many chargers, but I genuinely like to charge it based on what I'm doing. It has to be in that spot. When I'm cooking, I kind of have the same layout of where the burner is on for the skillet. If I'm cooking eggs or something, it's always in the same place. I switched it from being the right burner to the left burner because in our house, the right side has more counter space, and I was taught that you really shouldn't have what's next to the burner, or you shouldn't have the stuff on the counter next to the burner. So I had to move it to the left, and that's been really mentally tough for me. I'm I don't like it. I don't like it. There's something wrong with this, and it makes me uncomfortable, and that's just not good. I don't really know why. Well, this is out. Well, I'm glad this is the last one I'm recording, which is the 4th one. Which maybe I still got a little bit of that negative hatred towards odd number hatred. I'm going to coin that term. There's a lot of terms I make up on this channel. I try to act like I don't make up words, but then I make up a word every 3rd video. So, maybe I just should help the English language expand its horizons a bit. Also, I'm really struggling at this moment in time with not making that annoying, back of the throat noise that I'm making. Which definitely might be a compulsory thing, because that started in mid high school, and I just haven't stopped because I have to. But I definitely could stop if I really felt like it. I bet you a lot of people deal with a similar phlegm when they have dairy, and I just can't not do it. I wonder if that's the issue. I really want to do it right now. I really want to. See, I'm having one right now. Getting my throat is kind of sore from all the talking, or not sore, you know what I mean? When you talk a lot, dry. Anyone know what I'm talking about? You guys make videos. Some of you do, I don't know. We got a little bit of the last juices out of that. Water, it's not juices, water. I'm trying to think what other weird habits I have. I have a weird habit of, I have a Twitch. Never told you about the Twitch, guys? I have a Twitch, not the stream, not like twitch.tv. I have a Twitch. Man, if I do it, I'll be doing it all day, but it's worth it. It's my Twitch. I saw a guy do it. It's like left, right, up, down, up, down. I saw a guy do it one time when I was out, and I was like, huh. And then I was just like, I got a Twitch from his Twitch, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a good thing. There are times when I'm out eating. Oh, dang it. I gotta stop that. There's times when I'm out eating with my friends and I'm like in that twitchy mindset. And I remember I was at a barbecue place with my friends. Last summer, was it? Yeah, last summer. And I started doing the Twitch, and he was like, man, Demetri, like, are you winking at me? Like, ooh, your eyes okay? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, contact. Something's in my eye. No, I just got a weird twitch. You know, as people do. It's going to be a thing now. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have triggered it. Worth it. Do it for the video. Do it for the Vine. Remember when that was a thing? Yeah. I also have this thing where I say the same phrase over and over again, but it's not a compulsory thing. That's just kind of going back to the last video about how I used to talk too much. People didn't really like how I used to say the same phrases over and over again. Like I'd make the same joke for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm done with it. People are like, that's not funny by the 3rd day. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, but I still think it's funny. It's kind of how I like listen to the same song 4 times if I like it in a row and then switch to another one. Does anyone else do that? Am I the only person who puts the same song on repeat for like, I lowballed it with the 4 times thing. I repeat a song for like the entire day if I like it. And then I do it for like 2 or 3 more days. And then I'm done with it. Not forever, but for a while. Yeah, this whole video has just been like talking about how weird I am. But it's candid and it's fun. You know, it's different. I think some things to learn from it though is that, you know, it takes a lot of willpower right now for me not to twitch. Because all I'm thinking about is how I want to like wink, wink. Eyebrow. Okay, saying it doesn't help. But I think a lot of this video has just been kind of saying, you know, I've had these issues and you just need delayed gratification and you need willpower to get through it. But you can get through things. If there's something that you compulsory buy, you can get through that. Anyone can get through that. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself as well. I think that the main thing that we got to worry about as people is controlling our actions. And these compulsory behaviors, you know, I got through the eating problem, the eating only even numbers. I have gotten through the Twitch fairly well. But there was like a month or 2 where I just couldn't stop twitching, which, you know, obviously wasn't comfortable for me and probably didn't make people comfortable. So just understand that whatever you're dealing with, willpower, self-determination, reflection, talking to people about it, being open about it will probably help and be like, they'll just encourage you to be like, you know, if you want to get help regarding it, you can, I believe in you to do it. You know, I can call you out anytime you do it, like that sort of thing. I think social pressure in that way is pretty good. I think for me, I've asked for help, like, please, if you see me twitch, just tell me not to, because then I'll remember to not do it. Because sometimes it's pretty subconscious, and it does happen a fair amount. And my contact is bothering me, and then it causes the twitch. And then the twitch doesn't stop even when I take the contacts out, which I don't really like. That's not really a fun thing. It's really not. It's really not good. And I don't know if it's the same, but I crack all my knuckles and stuff all the time. And I have like a habit of always cracking the same stuff when I stand up, which probably isn't needed, but I do it anyway because it's fun. I'm not sure if that's good for you. I don't know. What's the science on that? Has it been confirmed that cracking your knuckles doesn't do anything? Hopefully not. Let's pray, because I really would be having a problem if that was the case. Yeah. So let me know what kind of weird tics you guys have. Let me know what kind of compulsory behaviors you have. If you have OCD, once again, please let me know. And yeah, this has been another candid convo talking about how weird I am. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.